I've had plenty of interviews, and now that I'm relatively successful in my sales career, I get to be pretty picky with the offers I go on. I don't need the money at this point, so I'm kind of just in limbo right now.
Ethan, my man, how are you?
Look at that background. No, I'm doing great, man. How are you?
I'm fantastic, man. Welcome to my crazy experiment of undeniable sales 101.
Nice.
Yes. So, just to explain a little bit, my hopes in doing these coaching sessions, as you know, I've been a mentor for quite some time now, about 4 years, and I think getting near the end of my career, I want to have a wider impact. I want to reach more people, and as you know, the mentorship is very intimate, and I can only take on so many people because of the one-on-one and personalized support. And so, my hope is to have a greater reach and also showcase the positive impact of having these types of conversations, the one-on-one personalized advice versus the cookie cutter strategies and kind of one size fits all approach. And then lastly, just hopefully to inspire other people that may have kind of similar challenges or experiences that you're facing right now. So how this works, you'll share one challenge, situation, goal, and for 15 minutes, I'll rant and give you as much guidance, support, and personalized advice as I can. How's that sound?
That sounds as good as I could ever ask for, man. I appreciate that. I've got my notepad ready, so I'll be taking some notes for sure.
Beautiful. Let's do it. So what's the challenge, topic, situation, goal that you want to work towards?
Okay, let's keep this simple and brief. I've had plenty of interviews, and now that I'm relatively successful in my sales career, I get to be pretty picky with
Right.
the offers I go on. I don't need the money at this
Right.
point, so I'm kind of just in limbo right now. I've had like 8 or 9 interviews and just not feeling it, man. So
I get
I
it.
need to get more specific. I need to, or less specific. I'm not sure. That's where I'm kind
Uh,
of lost.
I get it. Well, first of all, so happy to hear that, man, because I
Yeah,
remember when that was kind of the dream, and to see
yeah,
how far
right.
you've come is a testament to your hard work and dedication.
I
So,
testament to your teachings as well. Appreciate
hey,
you.
let's go. Let's go. So, what we have to look at, this is data, right?
Yeah.
In that, hey, I'm getting interviews, which is a positive thing, right? But they're not scratching the itch. Right? So the first thing I'm looking at is where are these interviews coming from?
Other sales reps, people that I've met, people that I've worked for in the past
Okay.
or worked with. I prefer that term, worked with,
Good.
but um, yeah, mostly that. It's actually, I know that a large part of what Hunter teaches specifically is reaching out to people within the company where you
Mm-hmm.
don't really have any references, but you create a reference by creating that
Right.
relationship. I haven't done basically any of that, so maybe that's not something I need to
Right.
pick up. But
Good insights. You beat me to it. So, what we're getting, and probably some people haven't updated, and they're kind of helping us with where they think we're at.
yeah.
So, what happens is, yes, we're getting referred, which is a good sign, right? There's people
Hmm.
in my network, there's people that are giving me these opportunities. But I bet you if we really diagnose what they're telling you is who's hiring.
Hmm.
So they're basically referring job applications, interviews, that process. So it's like we're shortcutting to the top of a line that we're probably not interested in being in. And what I've realized is the best opportunities, especially with someone where you're at right now, who has the experience, who has the background, who has the past performance, right? You have to be somewhat selective. The pool of jobs is going to pale in comparison to I want to work with this company because I'm looking, and now it's that shift, right? Of one, who are the salespeople that are making the money that I haven't reached at? What's the pinnacle, right? And where are they working? Now I can go direct or indirect, right? Direct would be, hey, who are you working with? You're crushing it, right? Now that always kind of rubs some people the wrong way, right? Depends on the relationship, right?
Hmm.
But there's also the indirect method in that what I've realized, especially people that are performing for a while, they've been around the block, they typically have 2 or 3 or 4 companies in that history because they have a certain standard for themselves. So I
Hmm.
might go plug those people into LinkedIn and get some lead list there, right? The other option, because I like going salespeople first. Like you said, the employee reference, that's great. right? But what I want to do is just more move towards, like you said, you're not desperate, right? So it's more about calculated next steps. So
Hmm.
what I'd be doing is building a directory of salespeople that I believe are performing at the level that I want to perform at.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is just start building that directory. I'm going to be searching more success stories, more wins. I'm going to gravitate towards, right, like hat tricks. I'm going to use keywords in Facebook groups to
Hmm.
kind of sort out who's crushing it. I can see it from two things. And this is what I usually look for. One, celebration. Salespeople love telling you when they're doing really well. So that's not going to be hard to find, right? We're one of
Yeah.
the ego stroke of like, hey, if I get a hat trick, the first thing I'm thinking about is where can I put that, right? So
Hmm.
I'm looking for that, and I'm kind of building some keywords around that to make it easy. So I'm not spending a ton of time scrolling. I know you're not a
Okay.
big social media guy, so I want it to
Mm.
be more of a ninja-like approach so that it doesn't feel like a chore, right? Because
Mm.
again, it has to be sustainable for you, and being the big, attention-grabbing brand guy is probably just not in the cards, right?
Yeah.
And so, but we need all the advantages. So how can we condense that? To me, figuring out what keywords draw that out so I can get in 5 minutes, get out with the information I need, right? In and out. Scrolling is the death trap, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to form those keywords, whether it's wins, personal best, hat trick, 10K, 20K, 30K, 40K, whatever it is, right? And I'm going to
On
figure
pace for.
keywords.
I see now.
Right. What
I
keywords
see
and
it.
what groups, right?
Yeah.
There's also the aspect of looking at, again, as a trainer, right? There's some trainers, and again, certain people are the best at this. You can probably think of a few names without saying, but some trainers love nothing more than to take credit for your success, right? That's what sales trainers are really, really good at this. They were nothing before me and now they're amazing, right? So most people look at that and think, am I going to buy this trainer or not? What I'm looking at, success stories, right? Every day these people are posting and the sales trainers are taking credit. What I'm doing is taking note of who's doing really well, right? Because those are the success stories. So that's the salespeople side. And I want to build that directory and build that relationships, either directly or indirectly, find out what they're doing and kind of where they're at. The other side is, who are these top companies that I am excited about? So what I like to think of is, if you were outsourcing the job search to me, let's say I became your personal recruiter and I
Yeah.
asked you for that list of companies, right? This is something you've heard before, but it's always one of those things is, how
Mm.
good is that list? Because also, as you've seen, the industry changes. Some of the
Yeah.
companies that you thought were the top tier 6 months ago, a year ago, are fallen, right? So it's something that has to be updated often. But if I told you, hey, you hired me, I'm going to go get you your dream job with one of your top 50 companies, but I need the list in 5 minutes.
No,
You
I'm
gonna be
screwed,
tough?
bro. I'm
You're
screwed.
screwed,
That's what
right?
that's like literally one of my worst areas is figuring out where I even want to work. It's more
Right,
like it comes across my table and I'm like, hey, I would like that, not
right,
seeking it.
right. And you're at a position now where the things that come across your table aren't going to be as attractive as they once were,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So what you have to do now is reestablish, because again, all the goals that we set out to accomplish when we first chatted, you've hit, right?
Mm.
You've done it all, right? And more things that you didn't even know were going to happen, right? It's time to realign and say, what is that? This is a false peak, right? So we've climbed to the top and we realize there's another climb. We have to reestablish those goals. We have to get something that inspires us, something excites us. Maybe it's more money, but for some people, it's, I want to work with a company where I'm learning about a business that I'm going to launch later. Maybe it's
That
more lifestyle. Maybe it's more, I want to make the same amount of money in less time. All of those things are good. We assume, and I made this mistake myself, we assume that the climb is always more money. If I had my time back, I wouldn't have climbed to 50K a month, right? It didn't make sense for me. What I would have done is got to maybe 20, 25K. And then how can I get that done in part time? Now, how can I learn the business? Now, how can I launch? That would have made more sense, right? Because again, like a great closer makes 30K a month. That's anybody who says a great closer is not making 30K is a good milestone. But think about what you look at as a business owner who makes 30K. Closers talk so much shit about business owners who make 30K. Oh, they're horrible. It was a bad offer, all this stuff. And I'm like, a great closer and a horrible business make about the same. right? So that tells me that maybe it's business and investment. So that's what you have to look at is not every stepping stone is just more money, right? Maybe it's same amount of money, but something you're deeply interested in, something you want to get paid to learn. And that can
Mm,
be direct and indirect. There's kind of two aspects. Let's say I want to be a fitness coach. I could work with a fitness coach, right? But maybe I want to be a fitness coach. I know a lot about fitness, but I don't know a lot about marketing. So I could also indirectly work with a company that has great ads, great marketing, all those things. So there's indirect and direct, but it sounds like one, you need to reestablish what this next peak is.
mm,
And two, you need to go out and discover and research and find companies that are in alignment, find the salespeople, find the business owners, find great marketers, but find people that have elevated them to a place where you're excited to be in their network. You're excited to understand what they do, right? That is the next part.
that's super helpful because, yeah, finding the next peak. I think those words resonated with me more than anything because I'm just like, of the things that are coming across my desk, it's like, I don't know what to
Lateral.
do with these. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm like, I
lateral.
I would love to give them to somebody else or respectfully decline or anything like that, but I just feel bad when people are referring me, or even if it's a more personal referral, not just a hey, this place is hiring. It's
Right.
like I feel bad. It's like, this is like the third one that I've said, not really it, man.
Right.
Like I feel bad about it, but
No, you don't have to feel bad. I mean, again, I think the opportunity is one, just be more intentional and put yourself in that next area.
yeah.
And I think showing that appreciation and gratitude. When I give someone a referral, it's I think so many people misunderstand referrals and that when I refer you to someone, it's not because I think you'll be a sale. It's not because I think you'll be the employee. It's because I think there could be some potential there, but probably also what's happening, depending, right, is no one else knows the updated peak because you don't know it. So you're still working off the old peak, but you're realizing that that's not it. But the
Hmm.
relationships you have are also going off a kind of an old operating system. So
Hmm.
they can't be expected to understand and know, right? Because they're kind of giving you what they thought would be good, probably the last time you guys talked about it, right? So you need to reestablish what that new vision is for you. And I think it's also a great motivation point to be at the bottom of the peak again, because like, you know, that idea of like it's hard to get up at 5 a.m. when you're sleeping in silk sheets, that can happen now, right?
Yeah.
So starting at zero of the next peak again can get that fire burning, right? Of like,
Yeah.
oh,
Is it ever,
I'm
life
starting
feels
again.
so lazy. Life feels so lazy right now. I've got my kid almost 2 years old. I had to
Beautiful.
battle with that while battling sales. And then you get to a certain point where my life is automated with him now. Everything's pretty smooth. You have your frustrating times or whatever.
Of course.
And then sales, it's like, what do I do? My life, I wait. Today I woke up at 11 a.m. It's
Right.
like, I was, what the hell is that, man?
Yeah. You need a new vision. You need
Hmm.
to start from scratch again and say, this is base camp, not the peak. And this won't
Hmm.
stay the peak, right? Because again, you need to find that new vision, the same thing that got you excited about now, 2 years ago, that fueled you, right? That
Hmm.
motivation, that fire that I first seen, right? You need to find that, and it's not in this. It's not in sustainability. It's not in maintenance. It's not in keeping things the same. You have to find that new vision that inspires you, and you say, my life and my family's life is so ridiculously better if I get there that it actually
Hmm.
hurts that I'm not making progress. You need to build that urgency again, and you need to start from zero, new peak. I think that's the biggest thing because it's in you, right? You're just
Hmm.
fucking comfortable. And that
I am.
comfort breeds complacency, right?
Yeah.
Right. So
It's
got
it's
to find that
dangerous.
hunger again.
Hmm.
Right. And that might be business, that might be investing, that might be something totally different. And it doesn't even have to be career wise, business wise. It could be growth and contribution. It could be something totally different, right? It could be something with your family. Like, but you have to find that pursuit. Man needs pursuit. We need to stay in pursuit. And when we're not in pursuit, we falter, right? So you
Yeah.
just need to explore that new pursuit and then go find the people that are in alignment with that.
I think, yeah, one of the things it was like 5 minutes ago, but picking an opportunity because it's the kind of business I want to do and I want to get paid to learn it and paid to start the
Hey,
business. I think
that's it.
that feels like a target to me.
That's it. Right. So now it's building from scratch, day one,
Mhm.
business venture, new opportunity, get paid to learn. Right. And you're starting at the very beginning again and get that hunger back, man. But
I told
really
you
out that vision.
I told you on Christmas Eve was the day I paid you for UCM. I remember it. I remember I told you that day that I'm not a sales rep. I'm not going to be a sales rep in 5 years. This is I love it. I love the world, but it's a vehicle.
Right.
We're pushing 3 years now. We gotta find that direction.
That's it. It's time to climb again, my man. And I know you can do it because you've done it before. So you need that. I can feel it in you. You need that new challenge. You
Yeah.
need that hunger and that drive. And it's the burden of potential again. It's you have the potential to do it. So you need to do it because not
Mhm.
everybody has the same potential as you, right? And they're doing what they can with what they have, but you have all the tools and gifts. And again, it's also being a role model now. There's also someone else is watching. And so
Yeah.
being able to paint that story of what you've been able to accomplish while they were growing up, I think is huge as well. And that's that external motivation, but you're nowhere near the top of where I know you can be. So let's
Mhm.
continue to climb.
Oh, dude, I can't thank you enough for this. Like 15 minutes, and you realigned you realigned me that a therapist would take a year and $100,000 to do.
That man. I agree. I'm wildly underpaid, man. All right, that's it. I want to thank you for watching today, and I hope you received some value from this training session. Make sure to like and subscribe, and click the bell icon to be notified when we release the next training session. If you would like to be featured on a future training session, make sure to join our remote sales community on Facebook. I'll leave a link in the description. And if you have any questions or topics you'd like me to cover on a future training session, just leave a comment below. Appreciate you. Onwards and upwards.